Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. So what we are going to do today is to create this game, which is a popular game called the guess the number game. So how it works is you have to, okay, I'm going to start the server again. So how it works is you are going to simply guess a number which you don't know yet, but it's going to give you hints about the number itself. So you will have like 5 tries before the game ends. Okay, so I'm going to, it's a number between 0 and 100. So I'm going to start with 50, like that. And wherever I enter a number, it's going to give me a hint. Okay, so if it's too high, or if it is too low, or if it is a number. Right now it's too high, so I'm going to split it. Okay, take the 25. Okay, now it's too low, so I know that the number is between 50 and 25, so I'm going to try 35. Okay, so it's now, I know it's between 35 and 50, so I can try 45, like that. Okay, it's too high, so I have one try left, so I'm going to say, let's say 40, where I have more chance. All right, so I found the number, fortunately, and whenever I find the number, I can restart the game. All right, so I can restart the game, and we are going to correct this, okay, in the actual version, but this is what we are going to build here. Okay, so we are going to build it using index file, HTML file, and vanilla JavaScript, okay, and CSS. So this is a good training for you to understand how JavaScript and HTML can be used together to create a game. And with that said, let's create our a new folder where we are going to put a replica of this game. All right, so I'm going to go open my terminal and create a new folder. Okay, I'm going to cd to my desktop, and I'm going to use make dir, okay, to create a new folder and call it guess. Okay, and cd into guess. Okay, and then open it with my code editor. All right, so you can open anything with your code editor using this code. Okay, and here a dot, this opens it from the folder. Okay, so now that I have opened my my new project folder, I can create the files. Okay, so I'm going to create the files. I'm going to create an index.html file using the emmet shortcut to create this boilerplate. Okay, and call it guess the number, right? And create a index.js file. Okay, and create a style.css file. Okay, so now I can link going to use emmet, so link css. Okay, and here at the bottom I'm going to link the script. Okay, the script which is index.js. All right, now we have linked our JavaScript file to our index file, so we can test it. Okay, like I'm always doing, so writing an alert of is connected. So if we do that and we launch this application with our live server, so it should alert something. Okay, so we should have this alert. Okay, this means the JavaScript is connected. So now what to do is to create the skeleton, okay, with HTML, and then style it. Okay, this is what I want to do. And at the end, I will use JavaScript to include the actual logic for our guess the number game. All right. So inside the body, we are going to create a div, okay, a container with a class of container. So this is our container, and basically we need two containers. So one for the input and the button, and another one, okay, to for the actual history. Okay, so there is a history that's shown here. Whenever you write something, okay, it's going to tell you that you guessed something here. So I want a history div and the actual game, okay, div here, the game logic. So let's do this. So we have the container, so we can say form, okay, form container, and we have another one which is history. So this is like the history container. Okay, so inside the form container, I want a div of hints. So this is like the hints. Okay, that's going to tell you everything about if you have the good number or not, if it is too low or if it is too high. And when the game ends, okay, we need an animation as well. So we are going to call it, okay, we are going to simply keep this span, and inside the history as well, we can keep it like that, because we are going to add the content here but with JavaScript. All right, so we can add inside the content, we can add an h1 and call it guess the number. Okay, and now we should have here our, okay, we should have here our game. Okay, so this is the actual game, that's why. So this is like what we are building now, and inside this form container we want a form. Okay, so I'm going to use a form but without the action, a simple form with an input of number instead of text. Okay, and call it number with an ID of number like this, and we can have a label here for number and call it enter number. Okay, and then have a break here. So we'll have, okay, I have to correct that. Let's remove this, and now we are having this input type of number. So this means we cannot enter text here, we can only enter numbers. That's fine. And I need a button of submit. So button, let's say guess. Okay, guess like this, and the type should be submit, type of submit, like that, so that we can submit the form with a button, or we can simply type enter here and it's going to submit. Okay, but you are noticing that it's submitting, like whenever I type enter, it's the form is sending something. So you will see something here, an animation. Okay, this means that it's sending, so we don't want that, and we are going to do that. We are going to correct that with JavaScript. Right, so now we have our form, and we can include here a break. All right, so this is actually everything like you need to for your animation for the content. Now we can use styled CSS to center our container. So we can say the body, give it a display of flex. Okay, and say align it vertically with a justify content. No, we use align items. Okay, of center, and align it vertically, say justify content of center. Okay, I mean horizontally for justify content and vertically for the align items. So now like our form should be aligned, but the body itself is not taking the full height of our document. So I'm going to give it a height of 100% or 100 view height. Okay, it's taking the full view of our page. And now we can give the container, which is the container for the form. So we can give it a height of, let's say, 300 pixels and a width of 300 pixels. Okay, and let's give it a margin, I mean a border of 1 pixel solid, and let's say okay, black. Okay, so now we are seeing the container. We can give it, okay, extend the width and the height to 400 pixels. Give it a min height, okay, instead of a height, so that it can extend, okay, when we are going to add our history here. So now this container, we can as well make it a flex, okay, container. So we can say display of flex and say flex direction of column, okay, and then say justify content center. Okay, let's say space between. Oh, I see. So this h1 should be inside the form container, like that. All right, so now like you are not seeing the actual history, but it's here, the history div. So this, it is aligning everything, okay, vertically. So now let's align it horizontally with the align items of center. So everything is aligned horizontally. If I did the history here, give it a height, let's say 100 pixels, and background color of, let's say, blue. Okay, let's say give it a width of 100 pixels. You'll see that this is a history. Okay, so now I don't need like the space between. I can say center. Okay, now we're having our game that's taking form, and this is not necessary. Okay, now we can style the input, okay, and give it, let's say, a margin of 10 pixels and 0, and give it a width of 100%. Okay, and I think that's it. So we can give it a font size of 25 pixels, okay, like that. And for the label, we can say the label, give it as well a font size of 25 pixels. Okay, that's a bit large, so let's say 23 pixels. All right, so here I choose a new font, which is a Google Roboto font. So let's use the Roboto font, Google Roboto font, which is actually a nice font you can use. So I'm going to use this regular for 400, and the bold, which is 700. Okay, so now what I can do is to copy this link tag and paste it in my right below the style sheet. Okay, link style sheet, and in my style.css I can say font size, font family, Roboto. Okay, and then we need a fallback font because okay, we don't know, maybe if we are offline, okay, we need a fallback font because we are taking this font from the web. So let's say sans serif, like this, as a fallback font, and now we are having this nice Roboto color, main font. Okay, next we can style the guest button, width of 100%, and let's say let's give it a height, okay, of 100 pixels. That's too much. We can say 20 pixels, or let's say 30 pixels. All right, and give it a cursor of pointer. So every time we hover, you will have a pointer here. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, that's it. We can use here the space. Okay, the space between for the align items, or a space around. Let's try space around to occupy space around here. Okay, to occupy the space. That's fine. All right, so this is the logic, I mean this actual content for our game. So next time we are going to deal with everything that is JavaScript, which means creating the number itself, okay, the number to guess, and dealing with the logic for when we click on this guess, okay, what's going to show here, if it is too high, if it is an exact number or not. Okay, we are going to do this next time using JavaScript.